good morning, good afternoon or good evening, and a big welcome to anyone who hasn't seen any of our videos yet, Nip. Some people new to our Mrs. M. I should call it the Mrs. M and Nip show, shouldn't I? Oh, he's very focused today, which is nice. So today with middle and senior school, we are going to be practicing drawing faces and working out proportions and where things sit. And you know what it is? It is just practice. That's all it is. You move over, Nip, while we do this warm-up. Hold on to that. So when I'm doing my practice warm-up, I just use recycled stuff. We've got to look after the better paper for anything that we might keep. So warm-up, just like when you do sport or you do any form of something different exercise, it's good to warm up your art brain first. So these are your warm-up exercises. So I want you to grab pen, texter, whatever you like for warm-up. Now, first of all, I want you to hold your pen or pencil in the hand that you normally don't draw or write with. Okay, so I would like you to write your name with the wrong hand. All right, so here we go. Giving it a go. Now, it isn't going to be perfect. That's okay. It's all just about warming up the brain. All right, fantastic. All right, now I would like you to draw me just a little house with your wrong hand. Now, when you're doing these sort of warm-ups, your concentration often is greater than when you're using your normal hand. So in my class, some kids actually say to me, oh, that might even be better than what I normally do. All right, so putting your pen back in your normal hand, I would like you to draw me a picture of you, head to toe, a whole full body, but don't take your pen off the page, not one. Now, don't cling your pen so tight that you're going to get a hand cramp. Just relax. All right, here we go. Now, your lines are going to end up connecting and all over the shop, but that's fine. Ears, go back over here, a bit of curly hair. Down, one arm. So the whole thing is, do not take your pen or texter off the page at all. Go back around. Again, we're just warming up the art brain. Fantastic. Okay, next one is I want you, with using your normal hand, without looking at the page this time, draw anything you like, maybe something that you can see in the room. I've got a light here, so I'm going to do that. All right, so without looking at your page, so it's going to look really strange. Again, we're just warming up the art brain. You know what I say about tongue out helps with concentration. All right, so there's my lamp over there, without the light bulb. That's our light for our show. So we've warmed up the art brain. Fantastic. What do you think, Nip? Good job? Do you like this? That says your name there. All right, so always collect cardboard and stuff for warm-up. All right, so some of you I've done this with before, but it's really good to practice. We're going to practice where everything goes, the symmetrics of your face today, and then next week's lesson is we're going to use that but go further and create a character. Noses that are bigger, you know, add some age to it, add a few more interesting things. All right, now I haven't got my sign here, Nip, but today's number one rule is give it a go. Now, I heard from a parent the other day that someone started, I think it was the abstract one, too hard. No, remember in our class, no right or wrong, just give it a go. The only way you are going to get better is to give it a go. All right, so I want you to start by just drawing. Now I'm going to do a quick demo on the board and then do it with grey lead. Like just a basic egg shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just having a go and working it out. Now, lightly with a pencil, I want you to divide it into half. Okay, so this is halfway down. Then you're going to divide that into half again, which is really a quarter, and then that one again. All right, so we've divided it into half, and then this is the bottom of the head, this is the top. All right, so we've gone halfway here, first one, and then we've gone halfway between these two and a quarter. Let me show you that again. I did that a bit fast. I get a bit eager, get a bit ahead of myself. All right, take it slow.
Oh, hang on, just twist that a little bit so the line disappears.
Better?
Go for it.
Okay, so again, I'm going to go a bit slower this time. Ooh, it's like an upside down egg. I might do this in another colour. All right, half that way. You can always pause the video and you can also replay it over. Good for practice. Half again. All right, so you've divided into half and half. We're doing maths as well. All right, so now we need, that was halfway between there and there. Now we need to go halfway between these two. This is where the bottom of your nose is going to sit. If it's not perfect, look, that wasn't perfect, but you know, we don't stress about these things. And then half again, so that quarter and eighth. Now, what I want to show you is one of the things that most kids do when they're drawing, and this usually happens when they're younger, is they draw their faces. Alright, all great, but not overly realistic, and I'll show you why. I always ask kids, where do you think eyes sit? Come back here. You can bring the leaves with you. That's lesson for later on. Nip's getting ahead of our next lesson. Alright, so I want you to look at my head. I'll take my glasses off. So, the bottom of my face, the top of my face. Now, the top of your head is up here. Not here, but up here. So if you have a look where my eyes are, they're actually halfway. Alright? Halfway there. So, because people usually draw hair, they often draw hair on top of their head like that, but you have this part of your head here. So what I want you to do then is find the halfway spot between here and here, and that's where your pupil goes. Now it looks like an alien to start with, so don't stress. That's like this way. Alright, you find that's where the pupil goes, then you do your almond shape. Now this is just a basic thing to find proportion. Next week we are going to make it more realistic, but this is just practice. Okay, looks weird now. All good. This next line is where the bottom of the nose sits. Alright? Now, when you're practicing noses, I say an easy way to do a nose is start with, I call it the smile, and then you add the moustache. Okay? You smile, moustache, and then you go down and around. Now, next week we're going to try lots of different noses. So I've got that. Just a good way to start. Around. Now, eyebrows. Again, next week when we add character, some people have thin eyebrows, some have thick. Now, your eye goes from your eyebrow in, down, and around. Again, we're just doing a bit of a basic. Now, here is where the mouth would sit. Like so. Now, when you do your mouth, I just say do a bit of a bird shape like that. Underneath and add it even. Oh, wonky donkey. And everyone has different shaped mouths, so we just practice that. Now, your neck. Can you have a look? I want you to feel the side of your neck. It actually sits at your jawline. All right, so often when you're younger, you draw necks that are really thin and you end up with a wobble head. So what I want is you to start practicing your necks a little bit thicker. Now, shoulders sit out here. Have a look where my shoulders sit. A lot of people draw shoulders similar width to their head. So when you're younger, often you draw your shoulders like that. makes your head look too big. Your shoulders actually sit all the way out here. All right, now that looks all strange until we put the hair on. I mean, she looks a bit freaky anyway. I want you, this is where your ears go. I want you to get your fingers, corner of your eyes, and go across, and you actually hit your ears. Look at that. And then the bottom of your ears sit where your mouth is. Now, I've got big ears, but it might seem crazy, but your ears sort of go from where your eyes sit down to the bottom of your nose. Again, they look big until you get your hair in. Now, some people have ears that shape. This is where this week I want you to have a little study of your family's face and features. Start practicing your noses, your ears, like that. So, let's put it all together. Now we need, even if you have your hair back, you still have hair up here. So once we give her some hair, this is the top of her head that you still see from the front. Once you put that in, and once we could colour the eyes in a bit. It's a bit hard with text, we'll have a practice with the pencil. But once you do all that, inside of the ears, again we'll have a little look at that later. Once you do that, it all comes together a bit more. Okay, then you have the proportion. Those eyes might be a little bit big. This is what you look at the end. You have a look and go, eyes might be a little bit big. It's okay. We can adapt all that. But again, just practice. Okay? This is all about practicing where everything sits. All right, let's give it a go on some paper with a grey lead. Let's give it a go with grey lead and start again. What do you think, Nip? Practice makes progress. That's what the kids say to me at school. How come you're so good at drawing? Well, I'm a lot older and I've been practicing for a lot longer. So, again, let's just... Now, if you draw lightly with your grey lead, it's always easier to go rub out and try again. Now, when you do your lines down the centre, just go lightly because we want to rub these out later, halfway here. Now remember, we're measuring between here and here, halfway, right? And then we divide that into half. You know, if it's not perfect, don't stress. Art shouldn't be stressful, and then we go there. So we want, this is one of the steps that some people get wrong. We want the pupil in the middle of here and here. Now, everyone's head shape is different. This is what we're just doing just to practice. Next week, we'll look at creating characters with a bit of personality. All right, so our pupils are here and here. Now, almond shape. I always say a bit like the nut. Now, some people do have rounder eyes. Some people have, you know, thinner eyes. We're just doing a bit in between just to give it a bit of practice. All right. Now, also, this coloured part of your eye sits behind... Oh, they're looking over there a bit. It sits, if you watch up here, your circle doesn't sit in there. That looks a bit freaky. You need to sit it in behind the eye like that. Okay? So, and also if you want to get even more technical, then you can draw the curved part of your eye in there. That's that little tear ducty bit. This person's having a little look over there. Now, once you're happy with what you've drawn, you can go over it a bit. All right. Now, I know some people in my grade 6 class and 5 stress about getting the other side the same. The more you stress, the less likely it is going to happen. Don't worry, just we're diving in here, people. We're diving in. No use. One's a bit bigger. Again, we've got rubber. Make it a bit smaller. Rubber when you're ready. Alright. And the good thing is with grey lead, then we can shade in so they don't look as freaky. I always sort of go from the outside in that way when I'm doing eyes. Oh, no snoring on camera, Nip. Hard day yesterday. Nip had 2 walks. It was fantastic. We're going to go out this afternoon and collect some leaves for our junior aunt. All right, so this next line is where the bottom of the nose sits. Now again, some people have big noses, some have small. We're not worried too much about that today. It's more just practicing where things go. So again, little smile. I usually put a moustache at the end. And then, all right, so little moustache bit. This is the sort of nostril-y bit. You've got time. Now, I'll put my eyebrows in. Once you practice this a lot, you might do this in a different order. Not really all right or wrong, it's just giving you an idea. Right, we go in a bit, out. This is just one way to do it. It's more about just giving it a go. All right, so lips sit on this next line. So lips are, if you go down there, usually as wide as your nose, just to give you an indication. I mean, I've got big lips, but usually as wide as your nose. Thanks, Mr. M. Again, the best thing is to either get a mirror or ask a sibling or a parent so you can have a look at theirs. Alright, some people have a bigger bottom lip, some people have a bigger top. We won't worry about that so much now. So when we're doing it, you just practice by, you know, that bird shape. Curve underneath and then, alright. So ears, remember they go from your eyes, that line to your nose. Now some people have this shape here, that's sort of more Mr. M's shape, but I have more a curve on, but we'll do this one today. And some people have big ears. Okay, so then your neck. Remember I said you don't want a wobble bobble head, so you want it nearly as wide as your jaw. We're nearly there. Yeah. Okay. Now, hair is where it all comes together. Now, if you feel your hair starts at the top of your ears. Now once you've done it in greyledge, you can do a bit of shading and things. Some people like shading. You can practice hairdos next week. But once you put the hair on, it doesn't look so weird because this is the part that people forget the most, that your top of the head starts there. So you need hair filling in here. Then you can go over and, you know, highlight things. And do all that sort of shade your lips and things in. Excuse me. Wherever you go darker, sits in a bit. So if you want your lips to sort of go inwards, that's when you do it darker there. And same with under your jawline. This is sitting under, you know, your neck's under there. Sits back a bit, so if you want to do a bit of shading there, you can. Alright, we're just having a go today. If it's not perfect, kids, the more you do it, I've had kids at home, you know, a little bit of a beard, that just do this over and over again and they just get better every time. Alright, so this is what I want you to practice between now and next one of these, because next time we're actually going to put a bit of character in, do bigger noses, get a few more features, a few more scars and wrinkles, and create a character and even give them a name and a bit of a story backline. Alright. So I would love you to just have a practice. Do it as many times as you can. Each time, you know, just practice, give it a go. That's all it is about. And next week, the lesson will be on doing like a character study and really making them more individual. So from Nip and I, we say thank you for joining us and have fun. Most of all, have fun.